Alright, we are doing Hearthstone Part 3. It's been a good while since
Battle.net play Hearthstone region
I've
Americas
done it.
version Regions button.
Wait, let
Play
me see
Hearthstone
where
region
I'm at.
Americas version 29.6. Regions button
Okay,
menu. Expanded. Asia menu free of free.
I was home.
Leaving menus. Regions
So,
button menu.
let me just switch it to
Play Hearthstone.
what we're doing for this. Okay,
Launching
play.
Hearthstone unavailable.
Basically,
Playing now Hearthstone.
today is going to be a little bit of a different deal. We're going to be talking about crafting
New mini set available now. Buy now.
different card types.
Battlegrounds duos are live. Play now.
Okay, there we go. We're going to be talking about mini
Battlegrounds
sets.
duos are live. Play now.
Well, I can't really do mini sets because I don't know
New mini set
how
available
to
now. Buy now.
purchase those. But we're going to be talking about what's called
Battle.net.
crafting.
New mini set available now. Buy now.
We're also going to be talking about defining the differences between court cards
Battlegrounds duos are live. Play now.
and
Battle.net regions button. Playing now Hearthstone button unavailable.
say court cards,
Battlegrounds duos are live.
common cards. Ooh.
New mini set available now. Buy now. Loading game.
Oh. You know what?
New mini set available now. Buy now.
Basically what's going on. Okay, the game is loading still.
Ops 30 point JAWS home use. Restream chat. Hearthstone.
Okay.
Main menu. Play Hearthstone 1 of 11. Hearthstone.
So this is still a very minimalistic screen. We have, well, we haven't even completed the apprentice track here yet. What I do want to talk about, so we're using the accessibility patch, but if we're not using that, you would highlight with the mouse. Actually, if you have low vision but still require some accessibility, but you think you can get away with it, this is actually something I learned recently last week. You would press F8 on the keyboard to toggle accessibility on or off. That is mostly useful for a sighted person if, let's say, you are trying to achieve complete quests with sighted assistance. Is my Wi-Fi not good? Talking about before the thing cut out was we're going to be talking about mini sets. Well, not really mini sets, but because I don't really know how to purchase those, we're going to be diving into like different card packs and stuff, and like different. So we've already talked about like classes in brief. One thing I do want to cover is, let's say if you are someone with low vision, and I know there's a few people, I know a number of people with low vision. There we go. I think this also are someone with low vision but cannot see very well, and you think you would require the use of the screen reader, this is what the access patch is for. Now I'm going to show you how to deactivate it quickly. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, this is a little okay, you know what's going on? I think there's something going on at home anyway. Here's what I'm thinking. We're just going to dive straight into it, and then if it cuts out, then I'll just start up again. So to deactivate accessibility features for Hearthstone from the access patch and the keyboard, yeah, see, it's just kind of hold on. Okay, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I am going to have to on Instagram, for my Instagram page, I'm gonna have to go about doing this without glasses. This isn't something I can deal with. I'm gonna have to stream from directly from the phone, which is very
Hearthstone.
my issue now is going to be a matter of just getting there we go. You know what? Okay, I'm just going to be better off doing this directly from my account. Because
Hearthstone has come online.
glasses and headphones. Alright. So, accessibility. We're just going to jump straight into it. Low vision or total blindness for those compared to someone with full sight. Wait a second. Okay, now it's covering my back camera. Alright, there we go. Alright, so you know what? To turn off accessibility on Hearthstone, you would, if you have the access patch installed, you would press the F8 button on your keyboard. If you have a desktop computer keyboard, you'll see, you should already be familiar with your keyboard, but if you're not very familiar with the layout of a desktop computer keyboard, that's fine. It's similar to a laptop, but the keys are a little bit more spaced out. So you have F1 through F4 on the top, on the left side, to the right of escape. So you have them in 3 columns, or in 3 sections. F1 through F4, F5 through F7, and F8 through F12. F8 is going to be the button of the 3rd section, the first button from left to right.
Use the up and down arrow keys to navigate.
So, each button, well,
Social heading, friends 13 online 1 to 4. Profile 2 to 4.
functions.
Land.
Okay, F8 is going to be the 4th button in the 2nd column, my bad. It's going to be, F8 is going to be the 4th button in the 2nd column from left to right.
Accessibility off.
So, accessibility is off at this point. So what we can do let's say a sighted person is playing with us, is they could now use the mouse. The screen reader will still read some elements, but it's not going to be as prominent. So I'm going to press F8 to turn accessibility back on, and we're going to just jump in straight to covering different card types or cards, legendaries and things like that. You just want to pay attention to it.
Accessibility on.
Alright, so we are basically we are having an internet issue. Okay. Yeah. Let me turn on my Wi-Fi. Okay. So I don't know how far we're gonna be able to get with this just because of internet issues. So, but we're just gonna jump straight into this. So I'm gonna press the letter C to go to my collection. And we're gonna
My collection. Browse collection 1 of 4.
Decks. So you have 4 options. You have my collection,
My decks 2 of 4.
my decks,
Crafting 3 of 4.
crafting, and
Change set 4 of 4.
set. You can't use number navigation here. You also can't use letter navigation. So the only place you're going to be able to use letter navigation is on the home menu. So
My decks 2 of 4.
let's have a look at my decks.
My decks. Edit deck 1 of 3.
We can either edit a deck,
New deck 2 of 3.
we can create a new deck,
Delete deck 3 of 3.
or delete an existing deck. So, what I'm going to do
Edit.
is we're going to edit a deck.
Edit deck. Druid 1 of 6.
So we have 6 classes with us. We have Druid,
Shaman 2 of 6.
Shaman,
Paladin 3 of 6.
Paladin,
Warrior 4 of 6.
Warrior,
Hunter 5 of 6.
Hunter, and
Mage 6 of 6. Hunter 5 of 6. Mage 6.
We are going to cover... I'm going to look at Hunter as an example,
Hunter 5 of 6.
because that's the class I mostly play as in North America.
Hunter Asphalt 1 of 6. Z deck 2 of 6.
So we have different options here. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to be in here, you are only limited to 30 cards per deck. This includes copies. So I'm going to show you that not every card is going to be separated, and if we see copies of cards, they'll be combined as one.
Add cards 1 of 6.
So add cards,
C deck 2 of 6.
see deck,
Rename 3 of 6.
rename, so you can actually give this deck a custom name.
Copy deck 4 of 6.
Copy the deck code if you want to share it on Skype or WhatsApp, or if you guys are having a group chat where you find yourselves sharing different decks for different purposes, like a Hearthstone group, and that's exactly what we do have on Skype. There's a few of us blind people that have it.
Convert to wild 5 of 6.
We could also convert this to wild. If you convert to wild, however, you won't be able to use that deck in standard games. And then there's the option to go back.
Back 6 of 6. Rename 3 of 6. C deck 2 of 6.
So we're going to click on C deck, and I'm going to show you what I mean by show you what I mean by I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm going to show you like what I mean. So we're in a deck list now, and we have pretty much gone as far as to saying we're going to look at Hunter. We are going to see our deck.
Add card.
So this includes,
See deck
like I
2 of
said
6.
before, you're limited to only 30 cards per deck. This includes copies. And now they won't separate the cards, so it's going to try to fool you. But
Rename. See deck 2 of 6. 30 of 30 cards in deck. Arcane shot 1 of 16.
so we're going to be looking at cards, and I think there might be one card in here. There might be about 1 or 2 cards in here that are not duplicates. So,
Elven Archer 2 of Arcane shot 1.
Arcane Shot. So I'm gonna read these just because I'm not sure what cards are duplicated.
1 mana. Deal 2 damage. Arcane. Spell. Rare. 2 copies.
So that's a 2-copy card.
Elven Archer 2 of 16.
So that's already 2 cards. Elven Archer.
1 mana. 1 battle card. Minion. 2 copy. Core.
That's already 4 cards. So every card that's 2 copies is just gonna add up 1 additional.
Jewel Macaw 3 of 16. 1 mana. 1 2. Battle. Beast. Minion. Common. 2 cop. Core.
6 cards already. Jeweled Macaw.
Dragon 4 of 16.
Tracking. I think this is only a 1-copy card, but I could be wrong.
1 mana. Rip. 2. Core.
8.
Origin Infiltrator 5 of 16.
Origin Infiltrator.
1. Step. Common. 2 cop. Core.
10.
Direwolf Alpha 6 of 16.
Direwolf Alpha.
2. 2. Beast. Common. 2 cop. Core.
12.
Loot Order 7 of 16.
Loot Hoarder. Okay.
2 mana. 2 1. Minion. 2 cop. Core.
14.
Murloc Titan 8 of 16.
Murloc Titan Hunter. I think that's how you say that.
2. 2. Bat. Mid. Cop. 2. Core.
16. So we're already at... Yeah, 16.
Quick Shot 9 of 16.
Quick Shot. I believe this is a 1-mana card.
2 mana.
No, 2 mana. I think this is a card that has 1 copy.
Cop. Core.
18.
Animal Companion 10 of 16.
Animal Companion.
3 mana. Summon. Spec. 2 cop. Core.
20.
Deadly Shot 11 of 16.
Deadly Shot. This has to be a card that only has 1 copy.
3 mana. Spec. Common. 2. Core.
Nope. 22.
Dragonbane 12 of 16.
Dragonbane.
4 mana. 3. After Minion. Legend. Core.
That's a 1 copy. So we have 23. Okay, 23 cards.
Deadly Dragonbane 12 of 16. Lightbringer 13 of 16. 4 mana. 3. Battle card. Beast. Minion. Rare. 2 cop. Core.
25. So now we're going up in increments. We're going back up in increments of 2. This time, odd numbers. So we're almost done.
Barak Kodabane 14 of 16.
Brock Kudabane.
5 mana. 3/5. Battle cry. Minion. Core.
1 copy, so 26.
Stranglethorn Tiger 50. 5 mana. 5. Stealth. Beast. Minion. Common. 2 cop. Core.
27, 28.
Savannah Highmane 16 of 16.
Savannah Highmane. 29, 30. So, now you understand how cards can duplicate when you just self-create a deck. Like when you're automatically creating a deck. So that's very important to pay attention of that. Back.
Land Hunter add cards 1 of 6. Done 6 of 6. My collection, my decks 2 of 4.
So we're out of my decks. We're gonna look at crafting now.
Crafting 3 of 4. Craft cards 1 of 3.
So we have different options. We have craft cards,
Read Arcane Dust 2 of 3.
read arcane dust, and that's very important that you pay attention to how much dust you have. A lot of people will just call it dust. Some people will call it arcane dust. It just kind of depends on the person.
Change set 3 of 3.
Or we can change set between standard, wild, or even the new twist that came out this last Saturday. Saturday last week.
Read Arcane Dust 2 of 3. 0 Arcane Dust.
So I don't have any dust because I've already crafted a good bunch of cards. But this is just kind of more of an understanding on how you actually this is more of an understanding on what you actually want to pay attention for. So, oh, you know what?
Craft. Standard card, stage 1. Death Knight, Horde of Winter 1 of 8.
So let me just look at crafting real quick. If it says, so watch.
Miss 0, 2, refresh 2, frost, spell, common, core. Artist, Horde of, missing.
It says I'm missing it, but I have to complete more of the apprentice track just to unlock this core card. So watch.
Retard 1 of 3.
I hit enter.
Crafting 3 of 4, unlocked with Death Knight class.
Unlocked with Death Knight class. Now, if I
Land, Horde of Winter 1 of 8.
press tab to go to the next page.
Page 13, Demon Hunter, Fruit Fell of Flames 1 of 8.
I think I have.
Missing, 0, give, fell.
Yeah, this is just giving me issues with the Instagram thing. Just kind of keeps cutting out every once in a while. But, it has to be my internet because I'm not sure why it's doing this. Anyway.
Battle, Fruit Fell of Flames 1 of 8.
We're on Demon Hunter, page 13. So, I didn't go through pages 2 through 12, or the rest of page 1.
Miss, 0, fell, spell, rare, festive.
That's a rare card, so this one I do have to craft at some point.
Battlefield 2 of 8. Missing, 1 after your, minion, common, core.
This is a core card, and
Fruit, battlefield, missing.
I don't have it, so I have to unlock Demon Hunter, so I'm gonna go to a class I know I do have.
Page 23, Druid, Forbidden Fruit 1 of 8.
Druid. So this is a class that I do know I have core
Missing.
cards for.
0 mana, spell, rare, titan.
Nope, okay, I must have crafted that.
Innovate 2, own, 0, gain 1, nature, spell, rare, 2, core. Retard 1 of 3. Crafting 3 of 3 uncraftable, core set cards.
So see right there, if you click uncraftable, or whatever, crafting, it says uncraftable. Core set cards cannot be disenchanted or crafted.
Uncraftable, core set cards cannot be disenchanted or crafted.
So that's very important to pay attention to that because there are core cards that can be good. Leroy Jenkins is the prime example of that, and actually I love Leroy Jenkins because when playing with Death Knight, it actually does do very well in that. So okay, let me just give you an example on how that works. Leroy Jenkins and Death Knight. Basically, what you do is it's not really a card that's meant to be hand buff, but Death Knight, there is a deck in Death Knight that does have a lot of hand buffing. And so what happens is cards like Dissonant Metal, which is originally Harmonic Metal, but that card changes every turn, so it's just kind of weird. Dissonant Metal, Emerald Spellstone. There's a few cards that are meant to hand buff, but basically the way they work is they make a minion stronger than it actually is when you start. And you're to play those cards before you play any minions. Take Stitch Giant, for example. Stitch Giant is an 8 card. So it starts out with 8 attack and 8 health. Basically, okay. So Stitch Giant. Basically what happens with that card is it starts out with attack and 8 health. That thing, so that's a unique card to play because it's a 9 mana card to begin with. However, if you're doing stuff to like kill your opponent's minions, or if you do something that's going to like really provoke, a complete board wipe is what they call it, is for your opponent's battlefield to be completely empty. You would gain corpses. Corpses are the currency used to play cards for cheaper. In this case, Stitch Giant. Stitch Giant, if you buff it, let's say using Dissonant Metal or whatever, Harmonic Metal, Dissonant Metal, same thing, Blood Tap, Lesser Emerald Spellstone, Greater Emerald Spellstone, whatever it's called. That card, so Lesser Emerald Spellstone and Greater Emerald Spellstone, it's the same card. It just changes all, like, every turn. Same with the metal. Dissonant Metal and Harmonic Metal. So that's a card, those are cards you really want to pay attention for. Not that it matters, but they basically perform the same function when played. If you have minions in your hand, let's say Leroy Jenkins and Stitch Giant. Leroy Jenkins, however, is a card that will always cost 5 mana, and that's that. Stitch Giant, however, is a 9 mana cost card. However, it begins to decrease its value in terms of how much it costs after you attack one of the enemy minions. So that's important that you pay attention to that. Soul Stealer is the prime example of that. I'm not really a big fan of Soul Stealer, but I can deal with it. So I can deal with it. But it's annoying because that card, Soul Stealer, what it does is, close the camera for now because I'm not really anything. But Soul Stealer, what that card basically does, its function is to completely wipe out everybody's board. Now that's a dangerous card if you don't know what you're doing, because let's say, okay, I meant to, but, anyway, so Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is an 8 mana card. But it's a bit dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, because let's say you're looking at your opponent's hero stats. If he has attack and armor, your opponent's hero could literally just do, like, he could directly attack your hero and take your health down. He could decrease your health, which will cause your chances of being able to win the game to go lower. And that's not what you want. So here's my thing about, here's the thing. Never play Stitch Giant. Well, not Stitch Giant, my bad. Never play Soul Stealer. You don't want to play Soul Stealer if your opponent's hero has attack and armor. Basically what Soul Stealer does... Okay, Soul Stealer is a good card if your opponent's hero doesn't have any attack or armor. Now, its focus is to hand buff. Well, not really hand buff, but its focus is to completely... It destroys all the minions, everybody's minions on board. So, if let's say I have if I have 6 other minions on my board, and he has 6 or 7 minions, it'll destroy the other 13 minions, but it will be the only one standing. Kind of like the Hunger Games. So, it'll destroy all not only just your minions, but it also destroys your opponent's minions. So if you have if you have like 7 minions on if there's 7 minions on his board, it'll destroy all of them. And Soul Stealer will be the only one standing. Soul Stealer is a powerful card. It also can be hand buffed, but you gotta be very careful with that thing. It doesn't take health away from your opponent's hero, but it's still a very annoying card. Still very annoying. So I don't recommend playing it unless you absolutely have to. Just hand buff your cards. Darkthorn Quilter is a good one also because, well, that one is a card that you play. Well, you play it, and then it performs its actions at the end of each turn. So, like, basically, it's a weird one, but it's also unique at the same time. Its function is to... Hold on. Okay. Darkthorn Quilter. So basically, what its function is to do is you hand buff it, just like any other card. That one's a lower cost card though. It only costs 4 mana. And it'll always be like that. Same with Leroy Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins is a 5 mana card, so it and Stitch Giant, well, Darkthorn Quilter and Leroy Jenkins do have a major role in Death Knight decks because, well, they'll really set it apart from cards like Stitch Giant where the mana cost will reduce after destroying minions. Well, really what happens is those cards will reduce their cost when you spend corpses. You gain corpses by destroying your opponent's minions. So, basically, Soul Stealer is rather an interesting card to begin with because you get a corpse for each enemy destroyed. Enemy minion, anyway, that's what it says. So, but it also destroys your minions, the ones on your board. So, if let's say you don't have really good minions on your board right now, like when you're playing, let's say you have like a couple 1/2s or 1/3s, and you meant to hand buff those, that's fine. It's not gonna affect you because those 1/2s or 1/3s or those lower stat minions, they don't matter because they're just, yeah. So I might end it off here.
Land Generate 2, Lesser Jasper Spellstone Mega Base. Land Craft Cards 1 of 3. Land Crafted 3 of 4.
Alright, now we're back on the home menu of the collection.
Land.
So
Main menu, play Hearthstone 1 of 11.
This wasn't really to play anything, but this is more or less to kind of cover what
Battle.net, play now, Hearthstone button available.
For.
Ops 30.1.2 profile. Start recording check. Stop streaming check.
So, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll post the YouTube link for this as well on my story, so you can see it in full. But, yeah. That way you can kind of get an idea of the replay. Alright. I'll see you guys soon.
Not checked. Stop stream dialog. Are you sure you want